What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Steve's Random Stuff. Hey, I'm back out in the garage today. I am getting my gear ready for the Redwood Empire Bass Club tournament on the California Delta this coming Saturday. So I'm out here just getting all my rods together, kind of going through my gear, taking out all of the stuff from night fishing, and kind of just getting ready for the Delta. The Delta is not something I fish too often, probably only 2 or 3 times a year. So kind of going to this tournament blind, haven't been out there at all for several months really, so kind of just going off prior history with fishing the Delta this time of year. Kind of went through some of my notes from prior tournaments, and also just looking at the Delta map which I have in the boat. I always want to have one of these Delta maps or something similar to this to kind of help locate where you're at. The other thing I spent some time on is going on Google Maps and or Google Earth, and just looking at different areas of the Delta and trying to figure out where we want to go. This is an August tournament, and so in California we're still kept restricted to 6-hour tournaments, so can't go too far or spend a lot of time running around just because we have that limited time limit to get out there and fish. So I've kind of got a game plan where I'm going to go. It's about a 10-mile run, so probably 10 or 15-minute run to get there, and kind of going out of B&W in the morning. We're going to blast off about 6 a.m. and I'm kind of go kind of northeast from there up the McCollum over towards Sycamore and Hog Slough, up in that area, and just kind of fish the main channel. And looking at Google Earth, there's some trees that overhang in the water, looks like, and kind of north of Hog Slough up in that area. So it looks promising. Good area to throw some top water, hopefully, and we'll see how things go. So let me go into some of the baits I got rigged on. I got I think 13 rods altogether. As usual, I got 2 rods in the box right now. Those are my 2 spinning rods, which I generally don't throw on the Delta, but one's a drop shot and one is a shaky head. So let's kind of go over some of the stuff I got. Of course, fishing August out on the Delta, you can't go wrong with a frog. This is the River to Sea, I think, bullywall frog. Kind of want something more of a kind of a bluegill color. Hopefully get some of those fish. I can get it back onto the hook keeper. All right, get some of those fish up on those pads or any of the weeds out you might see. My frogging rod is an eye rod. This is the Fred's Magic Stick rod. I really love this rod. It's got a really soft tip. It's great for throwing frogs. And I have teamed up with a 13 Concept A reel and a high gear ratio. I think it's 8 to 1. Really great for pulling out frogs out of the thick stuff. So that's number 1 choice. Moving on to some other top waters. In case those fish want a little more active in the open water, kind of got a big Sammy tied on. Somebody can work a little faster, and hopefully pull up some fish in some of the more open water. And then also a whopper plopper, a little bit different action, a little bit more commotion. This is the monkey butt color. So I got that on my top water rod. And one more top water bait here, and that's a Mr. B. This is a single blade. This is a plastic blade buzz bait with a Kitech on the back, and I got this on braided line on an old my old Fenwick Elite rod. Again, 8 to 1 reel with braided line. Something I can buzz around some of the patches, and again, just trying something different top water. We got a low tide anywhere from 8 to 9 o'clock, and I think where I'm going, it's a little bit later, a little bit more towards the 9 o'clock range. So it kind of falls right in the middle of the day for fishing. So that could be kind of a challenge, but we'll have some good moving water, hopefully, for the first 3 hours or so. And then we'll have to kind of slow down and work some of those edges and then kind of go from there. Next moving bait I got is a chatterbait, and again, I got this on a with a Yamamoto. This is the small swim Senko on here. Again, a bluegill color. Something I can, again, throw around the grass patches and stuff and throw through the weeds. Good chatterbait. And then, of course, if you're going to throw a crankbait, you know, the Delta Crawl color is always a good bait to throw out there. Since the tide's going to be outgoing, it's probably going to be fairly low, so I got a shallow crankbill or square bill crankbait on that one. And then usually when I'm out on the Delta, kind of what I always end up doing is just flipping and pitching. And that's, I usually spend a lot of time just doing that, pitching around the weeds and the grass edges and stuff. And so, as you all know, one of my favorite baits is the Yamamoto Sanshuo. I have this with a 1/4 ounce weight or a 3/8 ounce weight, tungsten, Wu tungsten weight on there. And one of my go-to baits, anytime, you know, anywhere, especially in the Delta flipping, I've caught a lot of fish on these, is the Sanshuo. And awesome bait for there. Next bait for flipping, something a little different, and that is a Tokyo rig. Again, something I can pitch around the edges. I got a 1/2 ounce weight on there, something a little heavier, with the Yamamoto Flapping Hog and the green pumpkin, red flake. Really good Delta color for throwing those, and I really like throwing these Tokyo rigs. It's kind of like a drop shot, keeps that bait kind of off the bottom a little bit. Again, really good bait for pitching and around some of the not super heavy cover, but something maybe a little thicker. And next one on here is the Senko. I'm going with the 6-inch Senko with the Frenzy wacky saddle on there. I always like throwing the 6-inch Senkos on the Delta. It seems to get some of those bigger fish. So can't go wrong with the Senko, no matter where you're at. A couple more rods here. Now I'm not a big punch guy. I don't spend a lot of time on the Delta, like I said, so I don't do a lot of punching. So I decided to go with the jig, and this is a Mr. B jig in black and red. It's got a little orange on it, and then it's an old D&M. I think it's a D&M bait. It's kind of big, thick, heavy crawl style bait in a red color. Something big and bulky. Again, it's something I can pitch around the grass and stuff, and hopefully pull up a couple fish on the thicker stuff. And then when that tide's moving, if I see a lot of bait fish swimming around, which is a possibility, that I'm going to go ahead and try a little swim bait here. And I have this on a beast hook, or actually it's a Gamakatsu hook, but it's a weighted beast style hook. But just kind of a small bait fish swim bait, something I can throw around if I'm seeing bait fish jump in or baits being chased. I can throw this around and work some of the edges and stuff for looking for some of those Roman fish going out there around. So those are all my setups. I think it's 13 rods altogether, including the spinner rods. Like I said, I haven't been out there at all. I'm going in blind to this tournament, so I'm just kind of going to go for it. I'm going to go up to that area by Hog Slough and just kind of work the edges of the patches, try and work the edges of the trees that are hanging in the water, and we'll see what happens. Fishing with somebody I haven't fished before, kind of relatively new guy, I think, in the club, named Drew, and so looking forward to that. Maybe he'll teach me something, maybe I'll teach him something, who knows. But it should be a fun tournament. Like I said, it's this Saturday, August 20th, out of B&W, from 6 a.m. till 12 o'clock, and should be a fun time on the Delta. Quick turnaround, but looking forward to it. Hope I got some of the right baits on here. I know I've caught fish on these baits in the past, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll check in with you on game day on Saturday. And then again, we'll do that part 2 on Saturday, and then we'll do a part 3 post-game wrap-up afterwards, and see what worked, see what didn't, and let you all know the information. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you all tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe as always, and hit that bell so you get those notifications when the next video gets posted. All right, so that's it for tonight. We'll see you all in the water, and take care.